I'm Clayton Ensign, and this is a book in 7 minutes. 7 points in 7 minutes just for you. Everything is business, and this is Contagious: Why Things Catch On by Jonah Berger. Minute number one is word of mouth. Word of mouth is king. It is the thing that will make someone successful or a business or an idea catch on. If you like this video, there's only a 93% chance that you're actually going to share it with someone face to face. And there's a 7% chance you're going to share it with someone over social media. Most people think it's about 40 to 50% that's going to be shared over social media. It's not. It's 7%. It's important to get people talking in front of each other face to face about your business or your idea. Now, that also goes against all logic, reason, and reviews that people will see about a business. If you get a personal recommendation from a friend, that trumps all logic, reason, and reviews that you might see online. Now, when you're creating a contagious idea, there's 6 principles that have to be had. There's social currency, there's triggers, there's emotion, there's public display, there's practical value, and there's stories that are attached to these. Have all 6 of these and your idea will surely catch on. But you do not need all 6 in order for an idea to catch on and grow fast. You just need a couple. Minute number 2 is social currency. People talk about things that make them look really cool. If it's really cool to go to a bar downtown underground, if that's the new social norm and it's the new exciting hip thing, people are going to share that idea. They're going to talk about it. Anything that puts someone above the status quo, people are going to talk about. So if you have an idea in business that you're pushing out, or a product or a service, and it makes them look like they know more in society than the average person, makes them look better, they're going to share the idea. Same reason why people exaggerate stories. So like the time your child woke up 7 times during the middle of the night when they really woke up twice, or the time that you lifted a ton of weight, but really it was like 150 pounds, but it was a really big struggle. People will exaggerate things within stories to make them look better because they want to have social currency when they share an idea. Minute number 3 is triggers. You have to get people to feel something in the past with your idea or your business now. That's why Disney World and Cheerios works so well, because all the time you're going to get kids that go, Mom, Dad, I want to go to Disney World. And all of a sudden they start remembering all the times that they went to Disney World a long time ago. Same thing with Cheerios. Dad, I want Cheerios. They start remembering all the times that they had Cheerios and they had cereal when they were a little kid. That triggers something in them. So it keeps it relevant. And so top of the mind means top of the tongue. If you want people talking about your product, your service, your business, you have to have something that's extremely relevant that comes to the top of someone's mind by triggering a past experience, almost like nostalgia. Getting someone to think about something all the time, to stay relevant in their mind, is going to get them to talk about your idea. And how do you do that? You trigger an experience from the past that they've had before. Minute number 4 is emotion. People are mostly driven by the emotions that they feel. So if you remember back in the day, there was a lady who came on to Britain's Got Talent. Her name is Susan Boyle. Most people were judging her based off of the way she looked and she carried herself on stage. She comes on stage. The judges ask her a few questions. She says she wants to be this huge singer. So everybody's judging her, and she goes, well, I'm going to sing I Dream a Dream by Les Miserables, huge song, and she shocks everybody in awe. Today, people are still talking about that. If you share something of sadness, people are less likely to share it. Anything above that will be completely shared. Make sure your idea, your product, your business brings a level of shock and awe to somebody in order to get them to share your idea consistently. That is how you're going to get people driven by emotion to make the decision to buy with you or like you or share what you have. Minute number 5 is public display. If people see what other people are doing, they will copy them. Remember the old phrase, monkey see, monkey do? It's the same thing. Steve Jobs in Apple actually used this to his advantage. You know the little Apple symbol on top of the computer? They didn't know which way they wanted to have it facing. They wanted to use it as a compass. And so when you had the laptop closed, Steve Jobs originally had the idea that he would have the apple face the person. But when you opened the computer, it made the apple upside down to everybody else. Steve Jobs actually reversed it so that it was upside down to the customer, but right side up to everybody else viewing. So when you walk into a coffee shop, you walk into a library, you walk anywhere, you see someone on an Apple product, you know exactly what it is because it's oriented according to the customer. He used public display to his advantage by showing the product right side up to everybody else so everybody knew what that person was using. Minute number 6 is practical value. News you can use is the name of the game. In 1998, there was a doctor who wrote an article about how vaccines were causing autism within kids. It spread like wildfire. Shortly after, there was another article written that completely disavowed that idea. But because parents were trying to protect other parents' children by sharing this idea, it continued to spread. The fallacy continued to spread. That's a really bad example, but practical value is, how is this going to protect someone? How is it going to benefit somebody? If your idea doesn't have a practical value to it, it's extremely hard for you to get it to catch on. And I remember asking myself in college and high school, asking myself the question in class, how is this useful? How is any practical value? So I had a hard time paying attention in school. I had a hard time reading a fiction book. You cannot get me to read almost anything outside of a business book because I see no practical value to it. Make sure your idea, business, product, or service actually has practical value so it is shared between individuals. Minute number 7 is stories. Make sure there's a story always attached to your idea, product, or service or business. If I tell you Subway had 7 subs with 6 grams of fat or less in every single one of them, that's facts. That's not a story. If I tell you that Jared was 425 pounds and lost over 245 pounds, eating Subway twice a day for an entire year, now that's a story, that's shock and awe that people are going to continue to share. Same thing with the Greeks and the Trojan horse. The Greeks left the Trojan horse for the city of Troy. The city of Troy took it in, and overnight, they took over the entire city. You have to share things that are story related so that they can come up in a conversation later. It can't just be a group of facts. If I tell you a deep involved story and I start that story, people are going to want to wait and listen all the way till the end because there is ideas, there is parables, there's all kinds of information and data that you can pull from that story that are underlining deep within it. If you want an idea to continue to grow, you have to share a story with it. So when trying to spread an idea, make sure that you have social currencies, you have triggers that are caused within people, you have emotional ties, it can be seen in public, and it has practical value so that people have a desire to share it with other individuals. And make sure to hide the message inside of it all. Just like the Trojan horse, you don't want to just give the message away and say a bunch of facts, but you want people to find the message with inside your idea, product, service, or business. This is how you get things to become contagious and have things catch on. Oh, hey there. I didn't notice you. Make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, and make sure to hit the notification bell, because if you don't, you're going to be missing out on more great content that'll make you better in business and in the entrepreneurship world.